on earth do you raise it, Jericho? Do it.
It's tight, buddy. That's why.
Do I have to loosen it?
Yes.
Well, I didn't even know it raised. Okay, I get it. There, tighten it
Hey,
again.
Fish, how far do you want to go? A little more? Okay. There. Wait. of vocational education, which is so vital to the workforce development here in Henderson County and all other communities across the Commonwealth. Without further ado, I would like to introduce one of our star students here at Henderson County High School. Landon Hurt is a senior business student. He's taken full advantage of his opportunities while enrolled here by serving as a student ambassador, CEO of our student-operated Colonel's Corner Bank, president of Henderson National Honor Society, and as a member of the Student Council. Please welcome Mr. Landon Hurt, who will introduce our special guest.
Thank you, Ms. I would like to echo her remarks and welcome you all to Henderson County. Governor Andy Beshear grew up in Central Kentucky and graduated from Henry Clay High School before attending Vanderbilt University and the University of Virginia School.
His family and community instilled in him the values of faith, family, and public service. He leaned on those values more than ever during the COVID-19 pandemic and during two historic natural disasters, the West Kentucky tornadoes and the Eastern Kentucky floods. In the Governor Beshear's leadership, Kentucky is rebuilding and our economy is moving. Even as our state faces some of its toughest challenges, Governor Beshear has prioritized bringing good paying jobs to every corner of the economy. The governor and his wife, First Lady Beshear, one of our children, reside in Frankfurt and are active in the Louisville Baptist Christian Church. With that being said, please join me in welcoming or giving a warm welcome to our governor.
Wow. Right. Thank you. How about that introduction? Thank you, Landon. I want to thank you and Taylor for your tour of this incredible CTE. How proud is Henderson of this facility? I know you're proud because I get to work every day with two of your alumni, Alex Caudle with our Department of Local Government and Taylor Payne, my Deputy General Counsel, who works every day to keep me legal. As governor, but also as a dad of two teenagers, please pray for me. I always and will always put education first. And that is why, with the assistance of the General Assembly, we made a big investment here in 2022. Working with your local legislators, we secured $3.9 million to help improve and expand career and technical education in Henderson County. And this afternoon, I got to see just how much it's going to pay off. Seeing what I think is the largest or one of the largest CTEs under one roof in the entire state that has so, I agree. That also has so many career pathways. Your investment in it and its size and this continued investment means that each of these students gets to pick a path, gets to have so many options. And what do we dream of more than each and every one of our Kentucky children getting to chase whatever dreams they have and to be able to chase them right here in the Commonwealth of Kentucky and to be able to start in high school at an amazing facility in an amazing school system like this gives them a leg up in the career they want to pursue. I remember your superintendent, Dr. Bob Lawson, who is in Frankfurt today trying to see me. I came here to see y'all. He was telling me, again, this is the largest career and technical program in the state with 15 different programs that each of these students are representing. Can we give them a big round of applause for all their work? What I saw today, first of all, are hardworking, incredible educators. Thank you all for what you do. It is special to see an educator working in real time to prepare our students for the future, preparing them for careers. So to Landon, Taylor, and all your classmates, please know what you're doing here means you're not young leaders and you're not leaders of the future. You're the leaders of today. And we are seeing right now the biggest demographic shift that we've seen in my lifetime in America, with leadership positions that oftentimes our baby boomers have held for so long switching over. And as you see right now, Henderson County, Judge, is booming with new jobs and new opportunities. We're going to need a lot of new CEOs in this county and in this region. So no pressure, but it's just the future of the Commonwealth of Kentucky that's resting on your shoulders. But from everything I've seen here today and from the two students I've gotten to spend some time with, we are in really good hands. And we have. And we have to have programs like this because each and every one of our employers, when they come in, say, where does our workforce come from? And your community can bring them right here, can give them the same tour that I just went through, can take them to the community college. You can show any future employer that you have the workforce training, you have the bones, and you can bring in the curriculum to do anything. And you have a public school system that is willing and welcoming, that will open its doors to make sure that you are successful. This is how we compete not just with the rest of the country, but with the rest of the world to ensure we bring every single opportunity to Kentucky. And let me tell you, we're doing it. So when I was here about last year, we were talking about how in the previous year, 2022, Kentucky had ranked number 2 per capita in economic development in the country. We were the second best at creating new jobs. We were number 3 in the country in creating rural jobs. We were certainly setting an example and truly doing things that we had never seen before. Well, I'm here to tell you the newest rankings came out this morning. And last year, we were ranked number 3 in the country in per capita economic development. So think about how bright our future is. Being number 2 and number 3 in the entire country in back-to-back years. But let me tell you, we can only sustain that with a strong system of public education, with strong CTE programs like we see right here. That's why I was proud in the last budget working with legislators that we saw an investment between two budgets of almost $250 million in the types of renovations we're talking about right here. That makes us more competitive as a state and makes sure we're going to have many more years where we're in the not top 10, but in the top 5 in economic development. This is our time to never be a flyover state ever again, but to be the destination, to never have people look down their nose at us ever again, and to never have people make fun of our accents ever again here in this country. But you don't have to look far. Your judge and I were able to work together and to work hard at bringing the cleanest, greenest recycled paper mill in the world to Henderson. That, along with so many other opportunities, has you at the top of mind and the top of the list of employers that we have coming in. And one of the things that we've got to do to keep that going is to continue to invest, like what we saw right here. The other thing we've got to continue to do is invest in our infrastructure. Now, oftentimes we think about that as roads and bridges, but perhaps the most important infrastructure, not of the future, but of the present, is high-speed internet access. So we've been working hard, both with the federal government and with our state legislators. And thus far, we have secured more than $2 billion to invest in the expansion of high-speed internet in Kentucky. What that's going to do is hook up every home and every business across Kentucky. Just think about the type of jobs and opportunities we'll have at that point. And what I love is this is everybody working together. No red or blue, no Democrat or Republican, but just doing the right thing. Recognizing when we wake up in the morning, we're not thinking about our party or who the next president's going to be. We're thinking about our job and whether we make enough to support our family. We're thinking about our next doctor's visit and whether we can afford it for our kids and our parents. We're thinking about the roads and bridges we drive and whether they're safe, the school we're going to drop our kids off at, the public safety in our community. And every day we spend focused on those things and investments like broadband. We move every single family forward. That's where we need to live. That's how we need to govern. And when we do it, we have days like today. So today, we got a special day when it comes to the expansion of broadband, both for Henderson and Davis County. Today, we're announcing the final award from our initial $300 million state investment. Again, the legislative and executive branch coming together for the largest public investment in the expansion of internet in our history. So today, we're committing to $10.2 million to connect 3,500 homes and businesses to high-speed internet, 2,300 of those in Henderson County and 1,200 in Davis County. Now, that's just the public sector investment. The private sector is bringing another 10.2 million. So a total investment in these two counties of $20.5 million. So I'd like to invite Tim Lindahl, CEO of Kinergy, and Leslie Crampy, Business Development Director at Connects On, to please accept this check. And I want to bring up all our officials from Henderson and Davis County. This is a big deal that's going to help a lot of our families. Congratulations. Everybody's got to grab a piece of this. We told them $3 million. All right.
What a great day to be in Henderson at Henderson High School. And what a great time to live in Western Kentucky.
Amen.
First and foremost, I want to, on behalf of our board, on behalf of the contractors and the employees that are working diligently to bring high-speed broadband to Henderson County and the 14 counties we serve, but most importantly, on behalf of the folks who live and work in the 60,000 homes and businesses that we serve, thank you. This will allow us to do something that's going to be probably the most critical thing we can do in a generation. Much like electricity was in the 1930s, how much of us enjoy flipping the lights on almost 100 years later now? And my hope is that someday, 100 years from now, somebody's going to say, wow, that's really cool what they thought of, what Governor Beshear and everybody thought of back in 2023 and 2024. Our project a little bit, Kinergy serves 14 counties in the Commonwealth, parts of 14 counties. We serve homes and businesses, about 60,000 of them. We're going down in history as one of the fastest fiber rollouts in the history of this country. We're on pace. We're building and lighting about 50 miles of fiber a week. So you think it took us 2 decades to really build out our electric infrastructure? We're rebuilding that infrastructure in about 3 years. That's how fast this is going. And this helps make that speed happen. It's so critical that we get this access to everybody as soon as we can, because the economic viability, the education, how many of you can go home and do homework now without internet? What? Yeah. I mean, it's critical to the education and the future. What jobs from the entrepreneurs that are sitting in the audience here, what jobs can you do in Western Kentucky once you have access to high-speed internet? What industries are we going to be able to bring in? Because not only do we have the industry, but the folks who work from home, the spouse who doesn't work at the industry, the folks that support the industry. This is, probably the most critical thing we can do for industry. With jobs, remember kids, we're hiring a lot of people to do this project. So make sure and look us up, look Connects On up, because there's going to be a lot of jobs created for not only rolling the project out, but there's going to be a lot of really cool jobs coming in the future that only you guys will be able to dream of what those look like. So we also have our broadband partner Connects On. Connects On is a really cool story on how they can take and figure out ways to bring broadband to rural areas that historically has not been profitable to serve. And one of the things with our partnership with Connexon and with Kenergy, the folks who use this system are the folks that own this system. Any benefit, including the portion of this $10 million used to build this system, is going directly back to all those people who this actually serves. This is And lastly, at the end of the day, this improves quality of life. We're in the business to have a good quality of life in Western Kentucky. Now, you did make a comment about your funny accent. I have learned moving to Kentucky is everybody thinks I have a funny accent. So I think it's normal now. So it's good. Yeah. Again, on behalf of all of Kenergy's members and owners, thank you, Governor. Thank you, legislators. Thank you, Judge Caslin. I'm sorry, Judge Snyder. Pardon me on that. And our board, Megan especially, Megan Sanfoss at the state broadband office. She has been a wealth of help and knowledge in helping us get this. And all those who are playing a role in ensuring that Kentucky has the most affordable, reliable, future-proof, high-speed, gigabit plus broadband internet for generations. Thank you.
Uh, so exciting, and I want to make sure that I give thanks where thanks is due. This would not have happened without our Kentucky State Legislature. The last budget that they passed was incredibly important to appropriate dollars that we were able to do this program through. There is another budget going through right now in Frankfort, where we should have the appropriation for the BEAD money coming down, which will be over $1 billion in that one, matched by the private sector. We expect that that money should stay in the budget. It's currently in the House budget. But if you have a chance to call up to Frankfort and talk to them about that budget, please make sure to advocate for the educator raises that each of these individuals deserve that are here. And in case you want to call Washington, D.C., we need internet access to be accessible to the home and affordable. There is a program called the Affordable Connectivity Program, or ACP, that over 400,000 Kentucky homes right now get a benefit of a little bit of assistance each month to help meet that internet bill. It is critically important if we are going to have internet coming to every home that everybody can afford it. This is a program that costs the federal government very little, but Kentucky is one of the biggest beneficiaries of. We need them to pass a long-term budget at some point, and we really need this program along with the WIC program, which started in Kentucky, and so many others in that final version. Let's see, I think we were also going to, in a minute, hear from the judge, the mayor. Let's see, we also have student Drew Hagan, who's joining us today. Drew, you want to come tell us about high-speed internet access and how important it is? All right, come on.
I live in Roberts, and my family and I are thankful our state government is working with Kenergy to bring us broadband access. Right now, when school is on NTI, I'm always stressed because my internet has gone out lots of times. When I'm on Google Meets or just trying to do schoolwork in Google Classroom. Also, Wi-Fi should make it easier for my family and me to stay in touch with out-of-town relatives. But our current internet constantly goes in and out or completely drops calls. My family enjoys spending time together, watching movies and TV shows. But because of long loading times and buffering during streaming, we sometimes end up frustrated and then inevitably some sort of argument breaks out, which is the opposite of what we were trying to do together. Broadband access also means our whole family will be able to use the Wi-Fi at the same time. One day, one recent summer ago, my oldest brother was home visiting. He telecommutes for work, and the rest of the family was banned from Wi-Fi because of the poor connection we had. I was around 13, and I remember being so frustrated that I couldn't play my games or watch Netflix just because we didn't have good internet. It's such a big deal in our daily lives. I cannot tell you how many times my mom has said, "I'm sorry, Drew. It's the best we have, best we can get with where we live." This there's there are so many ways that fast and reliable Wi-Fi improves things, and lots of ways where it is almost an absolute necessity. So thank you, Governor Beshear and Kennedy, for your roles in helping making broadband a reality for so many of us who need it.
Next up, we have J.T. Payne, who not only is a great educator, who helped show us around today, but he did something that I really want him to teach me how to do, and that is run a post for an office. Your next state legislator.
Good afternoon, and let's give another round of applause for Drew and all of our students here. I'm thrilled to be with you this afternoon as we celebrate this significant announcement, and I applaud the collaboration of Governor Beshear, the state legislature, and private sector partners like Kenergy for making this possible. This is an issue that Kentuckians, all Kentuckians, can get behind and work together to advance forward. It's very fitting that today's rural broadband announcement is hosted within a school. The COVID-19 pandemic taught us many things, but one of the top being that our rural citizens are at an inherent disadvantage when it comes to internet access. In an age where basic human services such as healthcare and education are enhanced through these virtual formats, it's imperative that rural Kentuckians have the same opportunities as their urban neighbors. As an agriculture teacher, I can attest that rural broadband also allows Kentucky industries like agriculture to be competitive in the production of food, fiber, and fuel. We have many students like Drew here at HCHS that live in the rural areas of our community that deserve equal access to internet, whether it be for furthering their knowledge through daily research or continuing rigorous education during events like winter weather or widespread illness. We're so excited that a huge step to achieving this is being launched right here within the walls of Henderson's only public high school and the best in the state. Thank you.
So today, we are also celebrating another award. Like we talked about earlier, Kentucky is on its biggest, best economic win streak in our history. Just in the last 4 years, over 1,000 new location or expansion projects, totaling a record $30+ billion of private sector investment in us, and over 52,000 new jobs. That doesn't happen without work and without investment. If we look back a couple years, a lot of that investment has come here. In May of 2020, we awarded $175,000 to this community to extend a natural gas line along Highway 425 bypass so that it could reach another economic development site. To some, that might have seemed insignificant. That same site is where Pratt Industries chose to open that incredible paper mill. In September, we were here as they cut the ribbon on their 2 new facilities, which created more than 320 amazing jobs in this community. This is how these investments pay off. $175,000 in some good planning helped to land an incredible employer with an investment that was well over $600 million by the end. So, Judge, we're back here today with another check, another investment that is even bigger. Today, I'm happy to present $700,000 to the Henderson County Fiscal Court for work on the Sandy Lee Watkins site for economic development. This is going to help them complete a site grading plan that I think they're well on the way of for a 1 million square foot building pad. When the next Pratt or the next Ford or the next Amazon is looking for where they can grow and where they can be the fastest to market, where if they choose, they can be up and running faster than their competitors. They're going to see another great site right here in Henderson. So, Judge, if you, our mayor, anybody else would like to come up and accept this check, oh, wait, here's your $10 million for $700,000.
I'll make
I love taking a lot of money from the government. Love it. I'm glad you told the story about the Pratt site and that what that small investment ended up meaning. And there's two things I think that are key to economic development, and that's being prepared and then being ready to act on an opportunity. And for smaller communities, smaller counties, that's especially true. And I think one of the success stories, the secrets behind the success we've had in Henderson County lately is taking advantage of every tool that was offered by Frankfurt or the federal government, and then being ready through great and effective collaboration between Henderson County government and city government and our economic development agency, Henderson Economic Development. It is a secret sauce, and in not every county in the Commonwealth do the city and county governments get along so well, work for one purpose, care enough about their citizens to set aside partisanship to make sure we do right by our citizens and secure a future for our sons and daughters and our families. And I want to make a special bit of a compliment to our mayor, Brad State. He is here, and Brad, stand up. The governor's right. A lot of Brads going on. A lot of Brads. That Pratt could not have happened without that cooperation, and would not have been ready when funds from PDI were used to set us up for success had we not been working together, and it turned into such a success story out at Pratt. The 1 million square foot pad site out at Four Star Industrial Park will be the largest of its kind in the state. And I know the governor over the last couple of years has emphasized the need for larger sites because of the folks who are knocking on our door right now. And we're really glad to have one in cooperation at that site with Webster County, Union County, and McLean County at that regional industrial park. We're set up for another hopefully big win. And this money will go towards paying for that pad. And I really appreciate everybody who was involved in the General Assembly and in the Economic Development Cabinet, and of course the administration for putting this together and agreeing to let us utilize some of this money to make this happen. So hopefully the next time we talk about PDI, it'll be because of a great win out at San Luis.
I believe.
Thank you.
See you. Let me send your money with you. I think the judge is exactly right. You are set up for another big win and another one after that and another one after that. It is really exciting. And I will say that Henderson, Davis County, the rest of Western Kentucky is at the top of the list of everybody who is looking and of the calls we get. So there's going to be a lot of good news to come. We also have Henderson Mayor Brad Staten with us today. This city steps up, works with this administration and so many others. It's exciting to see what you have going on. Mayor.
So as I'm looking around the room today, I just wanted to, first of all, address the high school students that are in the room. I think I've heard the word invest maybe 15 to 20 times so far today out of different people's mouths. And we're talking about investments in infrastructure and internet and the CTE unit and a number of things, jobs and economic development. What I want you to realize more than anything is that when we're talking about investing, we're talking about investing in you. And when the governor says that you are the leaders of today and you will be the leaders of tomorrow in the city, the reason we want to make investments in you is because after high school, people typically spread their wings and they fly away and they go to college or experience other things in life. We want you to remember how valuable your home is to you and how valuable you are to your home. So thank you for everything that you do in this community. The city is working quite diligently to bring a few programs in. We do a mock city government for our fifth graders to connect with them. We do field trips for seventh graders, and we just started last year a junior ambassador program at the high school. In fact, a number of students went up to Frankfurt yesterday as part of that program, just to experience the city. And we value your input, and we care about what you think. And I'll tell you, it's a really proud moment for me to see JT Payne up here talking. I think the first time I met you, were you a junior or a senior in high school? Yeah, one of the two. That's yeah. So he was in high school, and I knew at the moment that I met you that you were going to be a future political leader in this city, and to be able to, as of January of next year, be able to call you Representative Payne. It's going to be a proud moment for me just to see someone who stayed in our community, who believed in our community, and who is now going to be a leader in our community, grow and prosper here. That's a great thing. Governor, I wanted to say a few things on your behalf, actually, and directly to you. I have never seen a governor in my lifetime make more trips to Henderson, Kentucky. You and your administration have been here and have touched so many different things in our community in cooperation with our local leaders. We talked about the Pratt facility that came in. You were here to help break ground on over $1 billion worth of road infrastructure work. You were here to present several $100,000 of critical water infrastructure projects. When we talked to you about a conference center project that would be in collaboration between the city, county, and state government, you put it in your budget this year. And the House put it in their budget. And we're hopeful that the Senate keeps it in their budget. And just to see you here celebrating with us, because Henderson is 2 hours away from the major population areas of our state. And I'm not going to say that it's always forgotten because that wouldn't be accurate, but it's not always paid the attention that you and your administration have paid to us. On behalf of the city of Henderson, I just want to welcome you back to Henderson. And I want to ask everyone in the room, I know our hands are really worn out, but can we please show the governor how much we appreciate him coming to Henderson to talk?
I'm gonna take the mayor on tour. Folks, I'm thrilled to be here. And listen, I'm reelected. I'm term limited. I'm here because I want to be here. And we're going to do so many more things together. I also want to recognize Whitney Risley with the Henderson Economic Development and Blake Edge with the Green River Area Development District, which I believe won the award last year for the best area development district in the state. I know we have leaders from Davis County, including Owensboro City Manager Nate Pagan, Claude Bacon, and Brad Davis with Owensboro Economic Development. I think the judge talked about it. This is always regional. And when we view a major employer as regional, our ability to bring them in, to talk to them about workforce and to get them to choose us, our probability always goes up. We joined our friends in Owensboro just a few months ago to announce $212,000 for due diligence studies on the 184-acre Massey property. That's a planned new industrial development site in Davis County. I want to thank the city of Owensboro and the fiscal court for providing matching funds on that project. We have some really exciting things that are still coming in Kentucky. I mean, we look at these investments. We look at the investments that we want to make at the Audubon State Park Conference Center. And it's a pretty amazing thing to have been in our original budget, the House's original budget, the House's amended budget. It means that you've got a lot of people working to make that happen. We continue to work for a state budget that will put more into water and sewer, like we've worked on thus far, more into economic development, more into public education. I believe it's time to fund universal pre-K for every 4-year-old in the Commonwealth of Kentucky, every single one. We got to work to get that $300 million pool to move the I-69 project and the Mountain Parkway project forward faster. In the end, Let's remember that a budget isn't a series of numbers, it's a values document. And after having the three biggest budget surpluses in our history at $1.5 billion, $1.3 billion, and $1.1 billion, right now we have more dollars to invest and still keep the largest rainy day fund in our history. And think about where we are. We've had the lowest unemployment rate for the longest time in the history of Kentucky. We've had 2 bond rating upgrades, which we haven't seen in decades. All of a sudden, people talk about us first and in a positive way. This is our chance to be both an economic and a moral leader for this country, and Kentucky has waited far too long to have that opportunity. So I'd echo what we heard just about everybody say. Our future isn't about being red or blue. It's about working together to move forward in positive ways for our community. And if we ever need a reminder that our job isn't to fight for each other, but to work for everyone, it's all these students. I mean, they have such a bright future in front of them. And we see people who are passionate about what they want to do, that are preparing for their future, and we cannot stand in their way. We cannot let disagreements between adults get in the way of the future of the Commonwealth of Kentucky. So it's really special to be here today at one of the best CTEs in the entire state, to be with one of the best school systems in the state. And you could tell your superintendent, I said that while he was in Frankfurt, but I just really appreciate you all hosting us today. There's going to be so much more good news in the coming 4 years. So let's try to push out the pessimism that seems to be across our country right now. Let's seem to push out the division, and let's focus on us. This is our time in Kentucky. Let's seize this opportunity and become the leaders we've always dreamed of being. Thank you all very much. We're standing up for you. You're standing up for her.
Well, we would like to thank you so much for being here again, and we have a gift basket with some amazing Henderson County Colonel apparel. Items made from some of our CTE students, and Gabby's Pet Boutique made some local items for Winnie.
Oh my goodness. You just made me the most popular Beshear.
Winnie's gonna be so excited.
Yes, she was. Winnie's been through a surgery or two. She now has a clean bill of health. She'll very much enjoy these. So thank you all. Thank you. Here, can we get a picture? Step forward to make sure we get one. All right, look at this. We're gonna get our one. Just better than this. You got a great top. Okay. Next time I'll wear a top for you guys. All right. Thank you all very much for the applause. Oh, thank you. Now let's see. Hold on.